Hi Holly! So I would sit in my chair to talk to you this week, but my chair's a little bit occupied right now, as you can see. This weekend at my school, our philosophy department hosted the 2011 Iowa Philosophical Society Conference, which is kind of like a day-long convention for philosophers, where philosophy professors and grad students get together and basically present their interests and their research to each other. It's very, very interesting, and I had a lot of fun. I went to 3 talks as well as to the talk given by our keynote speaker. Her name is Charlene Seigfried. She's a professor at Purdue University. The paper she presented was entitled Sympathetic Understanding and Cooperative Action. I think you really, really would have enjoyed it, Holly. She was making the case that in order to have knowledge, especially knowledge about other people, there has to be sympathy involved. Otherwise, we remain ignorant of their emotional situation and simply focus on trying to know unemotionally, which traditionally has been the modus operandi in philosophy. I really enjoyed her talk. I thought that she made an incredibly valid point, and I hope that I get to meet her again, because she is a very engaging, interesting, very intelligent person, and she's so nice too. So I was at that conference all day yesterday, helping out, handing out name tags. I learned a bit about the grad school application process, as well as the state of the philosophy job market and the state of grad school in general. I learned that in addition to grade inflation, there's also a fair amount of recommendation letter inflation going on. Grade inflation is when teachers give students a higher grade than they necessarily deserve. Recommendation letter inflation, likewise, is when teachers write recommendation letters that don't necessarily reflect a student's actual abilities, but rather play up their strengths to such an extent that they seem very, very impressive when they might not actually deserve praise. That's a little bit disappointing to me, because for one thing, I hope that when my professors are writing recommendation letters for me, I hope they don't feel compelled to exaggerate my abilities, and likewise, I hope that my letters, if they reflect my actual abilities, don't get overshadowed by someone else's letters who doesn't necessarily have the same abilities that I do. So, basically I just want it to be a fair process. Is that too much to ask, Holly? I hope not. This past Thursday, I went to the play put on by your sister's school, and just in case you don't get to see her play, I took some footage. So, here you go.
I guess everyone knows now, but I didn't. They had an old man. Couldn't see his face, writhing in those metal tentacles of a fighting machine. Something came down from another tentacle, jabbed right into the side of his neck. I saw him jerk real fast. Then his arms and legs just started a slow swimming motion, hopeless looking, like the grasshopper some 6th graders held down when I was a kid and burned its eyes out with a magnifying glass. It just moved in hideous slow agony, just like this guy, this old man. This thing in the side of its neck grew dark. Then they pulled it out. It was full of blood. His blood.
That's all I have for this video. Bye, Holly.